Welcome back to you.
Okay, so in this particular session, we'll understand more on how exactly we need to request for the SSL/TLS certificate from the well-known Cert authority. Okay, how to request. I'm just keeping the title. Okay, SSL Cert TLS Cert from a well-known CA. So this is the thing exactly we should understand him. So the case here is, so whenever you're seeing this cert generation by using a well-known CA, so we need to understand on the process. So what exactly the process we need to follow, that is very important. Okay, that is very important. So let's understand the process first, so that I believe we can make sure how to generate the certs in the real time also. Okay, all right. So step number one, the first and foremost thing. For example, here you are sitting here. Okay, you are sitting here, and you are owning a domain. For example, I'm owning a domain like cloud learning. This domain is ours, right? The cloud learning.link is our domain. Okay, cloud learning.link. For example, I'm just make sure cloud learning.link. This is our domain exactly. So this domain we purchase. You can purchase this one from anywhere. You can buy this one from Amazon services, or you can buy this one from GoDaddy, or you can buy from any third party. Doesn't matter. The domain purchase is very straightforward. You will go there, you will select the domain, you will buy it. You will pay and you will buy it. Okay, clear. That's all. But the next one is, you need to get a certificate for the domain. That is the next thing which we need to take care. Okay. For example, at the moment you are just holding just I'm just giving the name here. Okay, cloud learning.link. Okay, learning.link. Okay, for example, let's consider this one. So now when you see this one team, when you see the cloud learning.link, so as a user, what we need to do, we need to make sure we are getting a certificate with respect to this domain. To do that, firstly what you need to do, you need to generate a key first. Okay, you need to generate a key. So I'm just going here, just generate the key. This is the first step which you need to follow. Okay, generate the key. Once you generate the key, next what you need to do, you need to use this particular private key to create a CSR. I'm just taking the next step. Okay, I'm just taking the next step. So this is the second step. These are the standard steps only, which you just remember. That's all. Okay, you don't need to by heart anything. Use private key. Okay, so so here this key nothing but a private key only. Let me admit it very clearly. So you need to generate the private key. Then you will use the private key. Okay, we will use the private key to create CSR. Okay, cert sign request. You will create that one by giving with the proper information. Okay, proper info. Okay, all right. So once this is done, now my next goal here is, you will send this one to certificate authority, whatever the CSR is generated. Send the CSR to CA. Okay, so you send this one to CA. Once you shared with CA, now we will talk about little bit on the CA now. Okay, what exactly the CA, how exactly that looks like. For example, team, if you consider the certificate authority, right? So that one I'm just drawing a bit here. Okay, this is just assume this one will call as a root CA, root certificate authority. Okay, now root CA has their own private key. Again, they have their own private key. I'm just keeping a private key. Again, their private key. Okay, this is their one. Okay, this is their one, and this is yours. Okay, Now once whatever the key they have, the root CA certificate authority, once you pass the CSR to them, right? What are the cert signed request? When you pass this particular CSR to CA, right? I'm just taking a box here. Yeah, I think it's too big. Okay, just wait a moment. That's too big. Yeah, this is enough. Okay. Yeah. So when you pass, especially the yeah. So just a moment. Okay, let me push this back. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So when you pass the CSR, especially the CSR, to send the CSR to CA. Okay. When you pass this one to CA, okay, what exactly the things will happen here? So user CSR is the one which you need to consider also here, team. Okay, I'm just considering user CSR also. Okay, user CSR also. So I'm just taking a box, another box which is a user CSR. Okay, user CSR. So once you got the user CSR, okay, that is what exactly we passed. Okay, once we got this one, now what will happen here is what exactly the thing. Once we got everything here, now we root CA certificate authority will generate the certificate now, team. Okay, now it will generate a certificate. So it will generate the certificate. That is what exactly the generate the cert. Okay, SSL cert. Okay, and sign the cert with root CA and key. So that's the interesting fact here. See, if you notice the process here, team. Okay, if you notice the process very clearly, thoroughly here. So what exactly the changes we brought here? Okay, so if you go here, if you just make it big, okay, this is what exactly I'm talking about. So now the certificate authority generate the SSL cert, and that particular cert being signed by the CA by using the root key. So the root CA used your information and they signed this particular they signed the generated cert by using the root CA and the private key. Finally, the outcome of this particular thing is a certificate. Okay, simple. The outcome is a certificate. So once this is number 4. Okay, step number 4. I'm just giving step number 4. Step number 5, simple. Step number 5 is, okay, simply you will configure the cert for your domain. Okay, configure the cert for the domain. This is step number 5, team. That's all, team. Awesome. That's all you need to do. Okay, you don't need to do anything, team. That's it. But the point you should understand here is, team. So once you are here, okay. So once you are here, these are the steps, but you don't need to remember anything. To be frank, the reason for that one is this is not your job, specially. This is your regional infra job. Okay, you don't need to worry at all. Okay, you don't need to care. But they will directly give you the certificate, their certificate to you. But you should understand how this cert being generated. That is why I just explained this one in the steps. Okay. So once you are done, team, now what exactly the thing I'm just focusing here is, this certificate you cannot generate at the moment. The reason is this is completely a paid one. Okay, it's a paid one. Because if it is a paid SSL certificate, this is the process. But for our case, I mean, especially our case, what we can do, we cannot use the paid one. That's why I'm just moving to the self-signed. We can generate a free certificate also. I'm just generating a self-signed one. Okay, self-signed one. The how to generate the self-signed one. Now I'm just drawing that particular process also. Okay, so just let me separate and give me the title so that your understanding would be good. Yeah. So especially here, team, I'm just taking, okay, self-signed cert. okay, self-signed cert. How to generate a self-signed cert, okay. Especially team, even in this particular process also, the few things are exactly will match, so you don't need to worry at all, okay. So first and foremost thing, in case of self-signed one, especially what we lack of, there is something which is lack of completely. You know what is that? The root CA, what are the certificate authorities so far you played? Earlier it was an organization. In this case, you need to prepare this one. That is the first thing which you need to take care. Okay. User, I'm just giving the numbers so that I'll just remove the connection so that we'll play with the directions bit later. Okay. I'm removing these connections. Okay. The firstly, what you need to make sure here, team. Okay. Firstly, you just need to make sure. Okay. Whatever the thing you're saying here, this is the certificate authority area. The certificate authority area, user needs to create this one. Okay. User needs to create CA, okay, CA and private key, okay, and private key. This is the first step which you need to make sure, okay, private key. We'll simulate this one, don't worry, okay. So this is the step number 1. I'm just placing this is step number 1. So once you got your root CA and the certificate, root CA, where is the private key? I think we missed the line for I'm just making sure this one is a private key, okay, or something like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just keeping this one as a private key team, okay, private key. So fine. So once you have the root C and the private key with you, so that's fine. The next, what we need to do, so we also need to perform here, okay, especially you know very well that this area, especially the certificate authority, what exactly it will do before generating the self-signed cert, okay, self-signed cert. So what are the self-signed cert? So usually to generate the self-signed cert, always user CSR is required. Always user CSR is required. Okay, user CSR is required. User CSR. With the user CSR only, they can generate the certificate team. Okay, that's a point you should understand. Okay, now once you have the step number 1 ready, what exactly the thing we need to make sure? Now, as a user, you need to generate another private key. So, same process, okay? Generate the private key. I'm just taking the step number 2. Sorry, generate private key. Okay. Once you are done with this particular thing, now we will use the private key to create a CSR with the proper info. That is absolutely fine. No changes on that. Okay. No changes. That's okay. So, once that is also done, then what is your CSR is ready. Once your CSR, you don't need to send to CA because CA is already with you. Okay, CA is already with you team. So you don't need to send to somewhere. So now the sequence is, I'm just going here. This connection is not required. Sorry, this connection is not really needed. But we will generate this key and you will pass this one to this one. That's all team. Okay. Now what you understand here, but this activity you did for the first, please understand. Okay. Please understand, you did this for the first, okay. Here you are the user, you need to do this one, 2 directions for you. You need to do this one and also you need to do this activity also. This activity also, 2 things you need to do, please understand. You should do these two things together. Together means sequence is fine. First you need to come here, then you will come here, then you will come here. Awesome. So once this is done, now this is the 4th step exactly, okay, generating the certificate, okay, generating the certificate by self-signed certificate, okay, self-signed certificate, and sign the certificate with the root CA and the key. That's a common thing only. So once that is done team, so now what exactly you need to do? So you need to use this particular certificate. So now step number 4 I'm writing, okay. Use the certificate. What are the certificate being generated? So use the certificate for your application. That's all team. Okay. Use the cert. Use the cert with your app. Okay. With your app. Okay. So once this is done, now what we need to do? Generally, whenever you are using self-signed certificate in real time, it will ask you. It will ask you to just override. So when you give the self-signed one, so it will ask you to just telling you it's not so secure. You need to still proceed or something. It will ask you. Okay. So that is exactly the thing you need to do. So you need to so you as a user need to override the message. Okay, that's all you need to do, team. So if you could achieve this particular part, okay, what are the thing I'm just mentioning, that is more than enough, team. Okay, more than enough. Now we're going to simulate this one. We're going to prove this case also, don't worry. So now once you are done with the thing, these are the steps exactly you need to follow, team. Exactly. Okay, no changes at all. Exactly you should follow. And especially I'm just selecting this, I'm just selecting this area. So whatever the area you are seeing at the moment, I'm just selecting this area, and I'm just selecting these things, and coming to this arrange, just go there and just give some color, different color, so that I think your understanding would be good. Okay, all right. And also better, I think this would really make sense, but just a second, this is good actually. Okay, I'm just using this one. Okay, that's awesome too. Okay, that's excellent. So this is what exactly the self-signed certificate process, team. Okay, this is what exactly you need to do. Okay, just repeating one more time. So user need to create a CA and the private key. So this one and this one is compulsory. Okay, that's the first thing. And the next one here is then your actual user will generate a private key. User will use the private key to create a CSR with proper info. That CSR will be passed to this one. Then automatically CA will generate a certificate. That certificate we will use in our application. That's what user need to override the message. So this is our self-signed process, team. Once you are done with this particular thing, now what we need to do? So we need to proceed and implementing the process, right? That is what exactly we need to make sure. So to do that, what exactly the thing I'm just recommending for you, team? I think we have the script ready. I think we will simply use the script, or with that I think we can sort out our case easily, team. Okay, fine. Let's go to the virtual mission first. Okay, let's go to the portal. Let's go to the portal and let's start our virtual mission, and we will generate our certificate first, then we'll proceed. Okay. So I will share this script directly with you. You can use this script for your real-time cases whenever you want a self-signed certificate also. You just go for your VM. This is AZ VM. Just go and open that particular VM. Yeah, just or this VM. So whatever the process we just discussed so far, the script will solve for you. Okay. The script will help you exactly what exactly you need to do. That one will take care. Okay, you don't need to do anything. Wait for a while. Okay, so fine, team. So once your VM is on, now going for the Visual Studio Code. Especially I'm just closing the connections, all unnecessary connections. Just click on this arrow and just you go for the connect to the host. Just click this one, sorry. You close the remote connection. That's not really needed for you. Take it out and followed by the double arrow pointing to this. Connect to the host. There you just go for this particular thing, team. So whatever the VM we are talking about, I believe this is the one of the VM. I think we can check and refer. Okay, I'm just passing the password to that. Okay, and coming to the benefits of self-signed certificate. Okay, maybe I will write few things here, so you will also have a very good understanding. Okay, few benefits are also what exactly the benefits you can think about in this case. The first and foremost thing. Okay, no need to depend upon the third party. Okay, no need to depends on the third party CA. Cert authority. Okay, third party CA. So usually, so that is the normal case. Okay, so you just overcome that one. Okay, but of course it's a free one. That's a difference. Okay, and you can create own CA. That's a interesting fact here, Tim. Okay, you can create a own CA. I'm just keeping own CA. So the next one, so you no need to pay anything to CA. No need to pay anything. Okay. And fourth one, you have full control full control on your certificate, okay? Because the key, whatever the key used to generate the cert, you know that, okay? If you have full control on the cert, okay, these are the advantages team. But at the same time, we have few drawbacks also with self-sign. You should understand that one also. So what are the drawbacks usually we will get, okay? This is positives and this is negative. Another one is negative, okay? I'm just taking the negatives also this side. So first and foremost thing, okay, sometimes we need to install the cert in the browser. So what it will do, sometimes when you are playing with a self-signed one, browser will ask you to install this particular certificate, so which we need to do it, okay? And also we need to trust, okay, we need to trust the CA manually, right? That is our job only. And also this is unsafe for public facing applications, okay? Apps. It's not so good for public facing apps, okay? That is also one of the thing, okay? And it's very prone to man in the middle, okay? Man in the middle attacks. So this is not safe when you consider the security, but okay for your environments, okay? That is okay for your environment. So these are the advantages and these are the disadvantages with this particular certificate, okay? All right, let's go for the VM team, okay? Okay, awesome. So you got connected to the VM. Let me open the folder. So once you got open this particular folder team, so what exactly the things we need to do? So I believe the script ready in this particular VM, okay? There is some section called ssl.sh, okay? This is the exactly the script which is already prepared. You no need to do anything, no need. But whatever the things I explained so far, those commands only will be inside. So what exactly, you don't need to understand also, not right. So what exactly we need to do? Oh, for example, ssl.sh, right? That is like and here is cloud.link. You need to pass the domain as the attribute. Once you enter, or something happened, now you can, now if you notice, especially that things happen here. If you notice, there is one certificate .crt and .key. .crt, maybe I think a few things got placed already inside. Just a moment. Let me remove these things one time and let me try one more time so you understand. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me clear everything. I'm just preparing the scenarios. Nothing is there with you first. Okay. And you just have the script alone. Okay. Just go there. Just enter it. That's all you do. If you notice what exactly the task root cert, especially the one of the thing which, and also the root source, which you can sense it, which you can think of. And also just a moment. Here you can see it has generated a certificate for you .crt. This is what exactly I'm talking about. This is the CSR. This is what exactly I'm talking about, the signed request information. And this is your key, is not a CSR, this is your key. So these are all the things are also got generated. Out of all these things, you need only this one. That's all, team. Okay, you don't require any other. Awesome.
Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.